So in chapter 13, we discussed brands, what they are, and the different aspects that kind of revolve around them. So basically, a brand is something that customers will use to identify a certain company. This can be done through logos, symbols, usually visual things like that, something that will catch the eye of a customer and make them think about it for uh, days on end, sort of deal. Um, uh, it could be a combination too. Even the name of a company can be part of their brand. Just different things that you can recognize a company with. With that, there are different types of brand loyalty, um, and there's three stages to that. So basically, you have your brand recognition, which this is something like how easily recognizable is your company. If someone looks at the logo, for example, do they know what that is? This is usually for like the average person. If it's like a sports company or something and you're into sports, most likely you're going to know what that is, but the average person probably won't. Um, Everyone knows the McDonald's logo or the Nike logo. They're just easily recognizable. Then there's brand preference. This is something basically, if a customer had a previous experience that has been good and they prefer that brand over another, they'll keep going back to that. So that's a different type of loyalty in that sense. And then there's brand insistence, which basically this is where a person will refuse to buy any other product from a different company. They'll only choose one specific company, and if it's not there, then they're just gonna not buy it at all. So that's basically what companies would want to strive for. Depending on the industry, uh, there are like a select few companies that are like that with people, but that's the ultimate goal, which is a really, really, really hard goal to accomplish. But that's what every company should strive for in order to be as successful as possible. Um, there are different types of brands. I know we talked about in class the generic brand, which I always find kind of funny. There's less common nowadays. I know we talked about that. But this is just like no labeling, no advertising like on the product. It's just bland, and it just says its name or something like that. Like we talked about vegetables, canned vegetables. It'll just say corn on it. That's it. Then there's the manufacturer's brand, which is a brand name owned by the manufacturer or another producer. Then there's private brands. These are offered by wholesalers and retailers. Next, you have captive brands, uh, family brands, and then individual brands. So basically, there are many different types of brands that you can have depending on what your company is. So if your company wants to go a certain way, you're going to have to look at what kind of brand you want, and then from there you'll base it off of that. Looking past that, there's a thing called brand equity, which is the added value of how well known your company is. This is usually specific within like a marketplace or like an industry type deal. There's four dimensions. There's the differentiation, relevance, esteem, and knowledge. So all those are basically four things that kind of build off of each other to create that equity. So when you look at brands, obviously you're going to want your own brand, and you're only going to want you to use that, because if you have a good brand, you don't want other companies to use that and have basically steal your success for the work that you did. So, in order to protect against that, there's something called trademarks, which is a brand will legally have protection over that, over like what they're using. Um, this is something that's very important. If you know you don't want other people to take your thing. Uh, I know we talked about in class the Dr. Pepper and Dr. Thunder, how they're close, um, but they're still able to tell the difference between the two, which is why they're not any trouble within the two. Packaging. I know packaging can be part of a brand. You know, a lot of the times packaging will be specific towards your company. So, like, you know, you'll have your logo on it and maybe different things on it that will, you know, be able to identify what your product actually is. There's also something called labeling, which carries an item's brand name, symbol, the name of name and address, stuff like that. There are steps in the new product development process. So basically, the first one is idea generation. So this is when you have a new product, you want to develop it, you want to create with as many ideas and stuff like that as you can. The next phase is the screening phase, which separates ideas with commercial potential from those that cannot meet a company's objectives. So basically, is that product that you have, can you market it in a way that you're going to be able to succeed in that? So like, if you're not, if you can't meet those objectives, you're not going to follow through with it type deal. Then there's the business analysis, assessing the new product's potential market growth rate and likely competitive strengths. So this is analyzing where you will stand in the market against your competitors, how the market may grow in the next few years, if it's worth your while type deal. Then you have the development stage, which is financially outlays increase substantial as a firm converts an idea into a visible product. So this stage is basically when you're gonna produce your product. So this is when you're going to get your idea and actually put it into like a physical form, so you're able to sell it. Then you have your test marketing. This is when you're going to see how well the product's actually going to do. So you're going to test it out. I know we talked about in class, different chip companies will put out a certain flavor for a certain period of time to see how well it will do and if it's worth their while. If the sales aren't there, they're going to take it back or take it out, or if the sales are there, they might leave it out there for a bit. And then there's commercialization, and this is basically if the product succeeds during that testing trial, they're going to fully produce it and have everyone be able to access it. This is when most profits are going to come in, because it's going to be available all the time, not just for limited times, stuff like that. Then there's product liability.
Why are you fucking jacking off to me, dude? Yo, they put a new fucking.
Oh my god. Can you guys leave? I'm recording a video.
Oh, for your class?
Yes.
Are you in the middle of it?
What's up, class? I'm just kidding.
Seriously. I'm so sorry. This isn't my best work.
Sorry. Wait, do you have to restart it?
No. Well, I can't now. I'm 10 minutes in. He's probably gonna laugh at it now. I can't, bro. Get out of here.
Wait, when we're done.
In 30 seconds. I'm so close, bro. Get out. Where the heck was I? I'm so sorry. But I'm not restarting now. I'm too far in. Product liability. This is the responsibility for manufacturers and marketers for injuries, damages caused by their products. So if their product harms people in a way that was unpredicted, they're going to be responsible for that. Which I've seen happen a lot with different foods that can be recalled for different diseases or something like that. I remember lettuce where I'm from was recalled for a while. So yeah, that's basically chapter 13.